guys, welcome to the Redesign with Prima page. I am Leah from Leah Noell Design Co. and I am a brand ambassador here at Redesign, and today I'm going to be pouring some epoxy resin coasters, so I'm really excited about this. I've been doing this for a few days, and I didn't even realize that Prima has the epoxy. They have like epoxy dye resin that you could buy in these little kits. I bought them this morning at Michael's actually. They have these, and then Finnabar, which is Redesign, also has these like mica. These like mica powders and such. So I'm gonna be using that today on this, and I'm gonna kind of bend this camera down so that you guys can really see what it is I'm doing. So I've had a lot of you guys tell me that you can't comment on these lives, and if you cannot comment while I'm live, you may just be seeing this on my Facebook page, and you have to, I think you have to like the Redesign with Prima group. So please do that if you're on my page and you can't comment. Go ahead and join that group, and I think you should be able to. All right, so these are my molds, okay? So let me just adjust this just a little. Can you guys see okay? Give me a thumbs up if you could see okay. All right, so these are my molds, and I ordered these. Let me grab her name. On Amazon. I got them on Amazon, but it's Crown Made. Exactly how it sounds. Crownmade.com. So I got these geode coasters, and let me show you what some of the ones I've been working on look like. So these are the three that I've done. So this is kind of, we're gonna do a different color variation today, but this one's kind of thick. This is about the thickness of this mold right here. This was the first one I did. I didn't even watch any videos or anything. I just kind of went for it. I think it turned out pretty good for that. And I didn't pour as much into the mold, and I like it a little better thin. And then this is another one that I just have done. The back on this one didn't turn out that cute. But I guess they're gonna be setting down, so it'll be okay. So this is just another one that I poured. I think this one might be my favorite right now. And so today I'm gonna actually be using, I'm gonna go ahead and mix this. I'm actually gonna be doing more of a white and black and gold type of look, but I wanna go ahead and show you the resin I'm using. So this is Counterculture resin. I've saved this for a long time because it's very high quality resin. You could also use, on some of these I use, let me show you.
I'm not sure I understand.
I have used this type of resin, which you could get at Michael's, or your Dixie Belle retailer may have it. I think they pulled it from the site though. So I've used both. So the first thing with resin is you have to mix it really, really good. Grab my sticks. And wood sticks seem to work the best. So I'm gonna go ahead, I have these measured in equal parts. I put them in this separate container. Even if I was gonna use this whole thing, I always measure out my resin. So these are equal parts. So I'm actually gonna pour part A into part B. And I'm gonna mix it for about 3 to 4 minutes. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about, what do you guys want to talk about? I'm going to talk a little bit more about this resin. So this is garbage now. Let's go ahead and... resin, when I pour resin, it does produce a lot of garbage. All right, so I'm just going to mix this together. Alexa, set a timer for 4 minutes.
4 minutes, starting now.
All right, so we are gonna mix this for 4 whole minutes. And I'm gonna really like dig deep and stir it so it mixes really, really well. And then we're gonna pour it into cups where we're gonna add the pigments. So these are Redesign color pigments. Hi, Kathleen. All right, so we're just gonna stir this. We're gonna use the color pigments. This is the packaging. If you guys are just coming on, this is the packaging. I bought this at Michael's. I have some of the Finnabar products. I don't know if Redesign carries. You know, I don't know. I bought these originally. These are mica powders, which are made really for resin or clear coating. I bought those from my retailer, so I guess it just depends. But some of these you can find at Michael's. So I'm just, resin, you have to make sure you mix it really well. In fact, I'm gonna have to pour this into a new container and mix it for an additional 2 minutes. So we are in for the long haul for mixing, but that is how resin works. And I didn't wanna pre-mix it because I really wanted to show you guys really just how it works. So this is clear. We're gonna have a cup. We're gonna have a solo cup of black resin. We're gonna have a little bit of white resin, and then we're gonna have clear with possibly gold flecks. So my goal with this is to make a geode look, but part of it's gonna be clear. It's gonna be fun. Hey, Roz. Thanks. Okay, so my tablecloth, funny story. So Anissa from This and That and I went to Kansas City and we had a class at her shop, and we needed a tablecloth. And me, instead of being like, okay, each table's 7 foot long, we need 7 feet of fabric. I'm like, I'm just gonna buy the whole roll. Like, we're gonna use the whole roll. So I bought the entire roll of lemon outdoor fabric from Walmart in Kansas City. So if you're from Kansas City, I'm sorry. There's no lemon fabric left. And so obviously I got stuck with a whole lot of lemon table cover. So I'm using it as my tablecloths. But we did reupholster her. She had these old Pizza Hut chairs and we reupholstered them with this lemon fabric. So that was fun. Hey, Tanya. Did you make those molds or buy them? I bought them on Amazon. If you guys just search like resin molds on Amazon, everything comes up. I have a cart full of them right now. I think the hardest part of doing this is waiting for these to dry. And then I have to like wait all day for them to dry. And then I empty them and I set them down on a flat surface and then I make more. But just search resin molds. These are called Crown Made. These are from Crown Made and they are really nice quality. I was very impressed with the quality of these, but there's a lot of different ones available on there. Alexa, how much time do I have left on my timer?
You have less than 10 seconds left on your 4-minute timer.
Alexa, turn off. Okay, so now it's mixed. I'm gonna transfer it to another bowl. Let me grab it. Let me grab my bowl. I'm gonna grab another one of these. These are 59 cents at Menards. So I'm gonna actually transfer this. This is part of the mixing process, so don't skip this. Do not skip this. So this one here, I might be able to peel this resin out. So I might save it if I can. Push all this off. Ooh, I got a fly in here and he is like bothering me. You guys can't even see. It's on my head. Okay, I'm throwing this stick away with that. Alexa, set a timer for 3 minutes.
3 minutes, starting now.
I know you. I hope I'm not turning your Alexas on. And you've been wanting to do this. I have been wanting to do this too. Hi, Brittany. I am so excited to actually be doing this. And I did my first one, and I didn't watch any videos because that's how I usually roll. And then I ended up watching a few videos because it wasn't as easy as it looked. But it wasn't as easy to figure out as it looks, but it is quite easy. So we're just gonna make sure this resin is super, super mixed. Okay, you guys? Hello. Hi, Teresa from Ireland. I started following you and I'm really looking forward to some of your great skills. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're here. Tuesdays are my live days. I go live at noon on in the Redesign with Prima group. And so I usually do, sometimes I do furniture. A lot of times I just do like something fun like this. I've really been enjoying doing some of this kind of stuff because these are good gifts, right? Like these are really good gifts. And then I go live at 7 o'clock on the Dixie Belle page, but I usually stream them both to my page. So if you're here for tutorials, Tuesdays are the best days because I'm always consistently live. And then I usually do a live sometime between Wednesday and Friday, very randomly, usually on Thursday. Just with whatever I'm working on. If I think it'll be useful, then I'll click that live button. Okay, so this should almost be ready. We're almost there, you guys. The molds are from, they're called Crown Made. I found them on Amazon. I'm impressed with the quality of the molds. But if you just, like, if you're looking for different molds, just search Amazon for Resin Geode mold. And you have about 1,000 options. Oh, they also had like a feather. Like you can make a feather dish out of resin. That was pretty cool. I haven't bought it yet, but it's in my cart. They also have bigger trays you can make. All the things. So this is artist resin that I am using, which is the best to use. This is from Counterculture. The Envirotex that Dixie Belle used to carry. And that you can also find at craft stores. It works, but it's not as clear. And I'm gonna have a large portion of this mold as clear. Alexa, how much time is left on my timer? There we go. Alexa, turn off. See, I know. Alexa, turn off. All right, so now I'm gonna create my colors. So I'm gonna grab some solo cups right here. I'm gonna pour a little bit in each cup. I'm gonna have 2 colors and one is gonna be clear. Okay. I'm thinking that's about even. All right, so I'm actually gonna start with black, and this is from Finnabar, okay? These are resin tints, not Finnabar, I'm sorry, this is actually from Prima. I did buy this at Michael's. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put 1 drop in. 1 drop of the black. Come on. Maybe 2, because that's a really tiny drop. All right, I put in 3 drops. And I'm gonna go ahead and stir it and see where I'm at. So if you can see in there, you can see it's just a little black dot. And I'm gonna kind of see where I'm at with that. Oh, it's just kind of a gray tint. Okay, we need a lot more. Okay, so I squeezed quite a bit in. And I got a much better result. I didn't want to overdo it. You could always add more in, but you can't take it out. So I'm gonna add more tint because it looks kind of clear to me, and I do want this to be pretty dark black. So I'm just gonna add more tint. You guys, these tints are great also for if you want to tint your paint a little more. Like say you want a little more blue or a little more black in your paint. You can use these tints in your glazes. You can use these tints. So I just want to stir it up really well. And there I'm getting a little bit more. I'm going to add more black. More. Okay. All right, so I have a nice black. Earlier today, I was testing this. You guys know you have these chalk things. And this is the chalky white. These are the chalk paste from Redesign. You can actually use these to tint your paint too. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this. I'm gonna put it in here and I'm gonna get a white color going. So if you're just joining, we mixed up our epoxy resin. We poured it into separate cups. And now we use the epoxy dye resin from Redesign with Prima. And I'm using actually the chalk paste because I didn't have a white. So I'm using this chalk paste just to make a white. And I think I may actually add a little bit of gold fleck. I may try. I've never done it though. I'm kind of nervous too. I might add a little fleck to my clear. Okay, so I want my base coat is going to be white because I have more of it. I'm actually going to add just a little more of this. So I did try the icing paste. I did go ahead and try the icing paste as a colorant, and it did not. The consistency of the icing paste from Redesign, this stuff here, did not fare well with the resin, just FYI. That stuff is like made on its own. I have not been able to get the icing paste to be friends with mixing it with paint or anything else. So, but I did try it this morning, and it just doesn't mix in well with other things. Okay, so that's white. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour my white around the base. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go around here. That. That one has, okay. All right, and then I'm gonna go in with the black. I'm gonna catch this one first because that hole's closing, which really doesn't matter. All right, so I have some white left. I'm just gonna add it where I feel like I need it. I really just kind of want to fill these up. I feel like that black still needs more tint, so I'm just gonna go ahead. It's all right that it's kind of covering. I want it to be a dark, rich black. Okay. So I'm just gonna pour this right in the center. I'm gonna just finish out any of this white that I have. Really no rhyme or reason, I'm just trying to fill my trays. Okay. And then we're gonna just add more black. Okay, so next I'm gonna put the clear in. I'm gonna pour the clear right in the middle, and that's gonna create a pole, which is gonna create the, which is gonna create the geode look. I'm using Counterculture. This is my fancy resin. So go ahead and just pour. I'm gonna pretty much fill these up, and I'm gonna start with the one with the least. I'm gonna pour this right in the center, okay? And this is just clear. This says no tint. I used 400 milliliters of resin. These ones take about 3 to 4 ounces each. You can use less if you want a thinner coaster, which honestly, I kind of like the thinner ones a little better, which I started by using 150 milligrams of each one, or milliliters. So I'm just gonna try to get them as even as I can with this. With the clear. Okay, so this is pretty much it. They're gonna pull. So the colors are gonna set and they're gonna kind of go like this. They're gonna pull from each other as they dry. So let me show you what that looks like. Let me take my gloves off. I was thinking of actually putting some gold fleck in the middle, but I don't know if I'm going to. But this one was poured the same way, and you can see how it kind of pulled. You can see the veining and you can see how it pulled. And so that's what we're going for. I'm gonna blow the bubbles out now, and then I may put some gold fleck in it. So I'm just gonna, you can use a heat gun. I'm just gonna use this handheld torch. And if my husband's watching, this one's mine, so don't take it. We always, like, for some reason, he always takes mine. For whatever, camping or whatever him and the kids are doing. So this is just erasing the bubbles. Okay. Now, I don't want to get too close. Now I can also use a heat gun to kind of blow it around. You can use one or the other, or you know, but this is a heat gun. This is what I'm talking about. Many of you guys have this in your shop. So and I'm kind of moving it a little with the heat gun, like this. So you can kind of move it. Oh, thank you.
There's something. Good chips.
Okay. Okay, so I have a little piece of something in here. I'm just going to use a toothpick to pull it out. Right here. And I have a fly. If you can get that fly rig, and that'd be great. I have a fly flying around. I'm afraid it's going to end up right in my epoxy. Okay, so I just took that little piece of something out. I don't know what it is. So if I wanted to, I could add gold fleck in here, but I'm not going to. You can also use I could use my toothpick, like if I want to like move it around, but I'm not going to. I like the way they look. And I know they'll settle in and out a little more. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blow them out one more time.
That's one of our big lighters.
This is my lighter.
That's my lighter.
Look, it's got my name on it.
Come on.
What do you even need a lighter for?
When I go in the woods to make a little fireplace.
Oh. So for the most part, they're out. And then this is gonna keep like expand, like keep going like this, but that's pretty much what it's gonna do. Let me show you one more time in case you're new, just popping on. So this is a finished one. This is one I started with that I didn't quite understand what I was doing, but I still think it turned out good. This is the geode, and this is set up the exact same way as this, and you get this veining look in here. And then this is the same, a similar one. This one's just iridescent, but you can kind of see how the veining look happens. But those are gonna be really cool. I'm gonna just pop this up so I could read questions. Whew, hey. You can do it with other paints, yes. How long does it take to dry? So it depends on your resin. I don't know what the counterculture, because I haven't used it. I was using, let me look at this brand, hang on. I'm doing some testing of different resins. So I had used Mastercast, and this stuff right here, Mastercast, it dries within like 3 hours. I can remove it from my molds. I do not know about the counterculture. It doesn't say on the bottle. But like the one I showed you guys, the one that you could get at Michael's, the most popular one, that one, it's the one Dixie Belle used to carry. That one takes a long time to dry. It takes like 7 hours. So I think I poured those, I don't know, I want to say like, I did 2 yesterday. I want to say I poured those at like noon, and I was able to pull them out in the evening. So that's what that is. Let's see. So let me just show you guys what I use. These are the pigments. I used quite a bit of that black pigment. These are the pigments. They come in packages of 6, like this. And then you can also use the mica powders from, okay, but I really didn't like any of these colors for my coasters today. I've used these on finishes though. These are great additives to your paints or your glazes or whatever. And then there's also these, which are really cool for like the geode look. And these are, you can add these to your resin. This is just mica flakes, okay? So mica flakes are very popular with geode resins. But I'm gonna just kind of bend this down and show you guys because they look pretty cool now. They're starting that pull process. Look at that. You guys see the pulling? I feel like we need some gold in there though. Should we put some gold in? I think we should put some gold in. We're gonna leave this. I'm gonna put some gold in. So I cut up some gold leaf. You guys think this would look good in the centers? Okay. So this is just sliced up gold leaf because I'm not buying it sliced, cut up when I could cut it myself. I'm hoping it'll kind of set in the middle, but we'll see. I feel like I need like a toothpick or something. Let's just try it, because this has like a big hole. Oh, that's way too much. Sorry guys, I gotta be quiet for a second. I gotta concentrate. Let me concentrate for a minute. I'm hoping that I wonder if these needed to be poured in, but I didn't want them to spread. Let's see. Oh, that looks good. I like that. That feels like it finishes it. What do you guys think? Yeah, that finishes it. Can you guys see? Let me pull this down a little. Okay. All right, let's keep adding it. Do you know how hard it is for me to do a project and not add gold? I love gold. It's my favorite color. So I don't know how they're gonna set. I guess I could sand them when I'm done. You can sand resin, kind of. Usually if you sand it, you're pouring a final coat on top, but I don't see why I couldn't just sand it back a little if I had to. I like that. What do you guys think? So much better? Yeah, you could totally do the Eternal Decor Wax. The Eternal Decor Wax is awesome. If your retailer has Eternal Decor Wax, go buy it because that stuff is great. That's my favorite. So I'm just picking it up with my knife because it has that resin on it. These are pretty. Okay, this one. Oh, I like this one a lot. There's always a favorite one. I think these are just gonna make the greatest gifts ever. I just thought of who I want to make one for. I'm not gonna say it live because I don't want her to hear. You know how you think of someone or you're like doing something and you're like, oh, so-and-so would love this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull a toothpick out from somewhere, here, right here. And I'm just gonna kind of poke these down. I want them to kind of settle in as flat as possible. Raz says, me. I think they're gonna be really pretty. I used to never do crafts, but you know, there's so many people in my life that I want to like do something nice for or give a gift to. And people are hard. Those types of people are hard to buy for because they're like, if they want something, they'll just go buy it themselves, you know, adults for the most part. And so making gifts like this, I think, is super fun. I think they're good. I don't want to overdo it because I'll just add gold leaf all day long. Love it. Okay, I'm going to pull this gold leaf away. Also, your tablecloth will usually get ruined when you're doing resin. Especially, I've done quite a bit on here, but just FYI. Set that here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my heat gun to blow any bubbles out that I created. But you can really see the colors mixing. If you guys have been live here with me the whole time, you can really see how the colors are coming out. This thing seems to work a little better. You can't see all the bubbles coming out, but I can. And when you do this, you will see it. It's very satisfying, actually. Okay. One last thing. I do want to show the Eternal Wax because Miss Rosalind brought it up. And I want to show you guys. Oh, you know what I'm going to show you guys? Hang on. Bear with me. Element. Okay, so these are, flip you back up here. Okay, so these are the Redesign with Prima decor waxes. This is, hang on, let me think. I don't know if I want this one. There's two. There's Element and there's Meteor Showers. Can't remember which one was matched better. I'm not sure. So with these, you want to finish the edge, right? It just kind of makes it finish. So here I have Meteor Showers or Element. I'm kind of leaning towards this one. So these decor waxes are my favorite because they stick. You know what? I'm just not going to stick right now. Oh, there it is. It's kind of iridescent. But if I put a little primer, little clear primer, a little clear chalk paint on these edges because they're slippery, it'll stick a lot better. Okay? So that is how you can finish your edges with the decor waxes if you have them. I also read you can use like a gold, oh, that's the wrong cap. You can use a gold leaf pen, and that seems to work too. But use what you have. Just use what you have. Element, these are my favorite ones. The Element, Meteor Showers, Shiny Star, and Eternal. Those are the waxes that you gotta have. They just make life easier. But I'm gonna add a little clear primer. I'm just gonna put a little clear, because you can see it's sticking, but it's not, and that'll stay. This stuff's very permanent, but I'm gonna just put that primer on there to make it a little bit easier. But other than that, these look really cool. I'm really excited. They look like eyeballs. They look really good. So I will, when they're done and if I can stage them, I will post them on my page. If you guys wanna follow updates with them, just follow my stories. I always update my stuff in my stories. But other than that, thank you, Redesign, for having me. Thank you, Roz, for monitoring questions. And other than that, I will see you guys next Tuesday at noon. And I hope you had fun pouring some resin with me. Have a great one, everybody. Bye-bye.